Jalen Rose is actually a voter. So if you can remember, let's refresh everyone's minds of how you cast your ballot this year. Who did you vote for, starting with the Rookie of the Year?
We're going to start with the young fellas, and Trae Young did come on strong as of late, but the award winner all season had to be Luka Doncic. He was terrific, averaging over 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. More triple-double 7 than Magic Johnson did before he turned 21 years of age. Now adding Porzingis, if they can re-sign him, I think the Dallas Mavs have a bright future.
I said all year long, Rookie of the Year is one thing, brighter future is another. Would you rather have in the long term, Young or Doncic?
You're probably going to take Doncic based on the fact he's a little bit taller, but Trae Young is still a spectacular player, and I talked about what I felt like the Hawks did in this year's draft.
All right, who would you vote for Coach of the Year?
Coach Bud in Milwaukee. And usually what happens with this award, it's the coach that seems or perceived to have done the most with the least. And the Milwaukee Bucks really came out of nowhere, adding so many players. Brogdon was a 50, 40, 90 guy that came into his own this year. Adding Brook Lopez, who became a knockdown shooter consistently, made over 173s. And obviously the Greek Freak emerged as an MVP candidate.
Here's a great example of where the timing of this sounds so bad, because it was my view he was completely outcoached by Nick Nurse in that conference final where Toronto came back from 2-0 down to win. And that's, tonight they'll announce him, and he deserves it. They had a fabulous year, but it's a good example of the timing making the whole thing seem a little awkward, right?
Well, the guy that got the award last year, Dwayne Casey, was standing on stage fired.
Correct. He was fired.
Okay? By the Raptors, who went on to win the championship. How about that?
That's right. Okay.
I can't make this stuff up. And speaking of winning the championship, Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
From the beginning to the end, I felt like he emerged not only with his ball handling, his ability to score and rebound and defend. We saw him in the NBA Finals, how he's able to not only be productive on the biggest stage, but I saw him knocking down three-point shots. And I think that was a big-time difference in them actually being able to win it all.
He's the most improved player, and I don't know how many people would disagree with that one. How about the defense? It's something everyone doesn't always have as good a sense of as someone like you would. Who was your defensive player of the year?
The only guy that I've seen that can officially guard 5 positions, the Greek Freak. Okay? Here's a guy that when point guards or shooting guards do a pick and roll and he switched out there on them, they're like, oh, man, why is this guy on me? The same exact thing for guys on the interior. Contest shots, block shots, among the leaders in blocks, among the league leaders in steals. And that doesn't necessarily designate how great he is defensively. He plays without fouling. He does a terrific job of grabbing and going for defensive boards. I think he did a terrific job this season.
And then finally, it's a very distinctive silhouette, so I can already tell who got your vote for MVP.
James Harden. And the winner to this award for me always starts with what person had the biggest splash moments or Heisman Trophy moments? Who led our show the most? That was James Harden.
For sure.
Scoring 30 points in his consecutive games, the times he had 40 in triple doubles, the times he had 50. He put up astronomical numbers this year.
I agree with you. I would have voted for Harden as well. But the expectation is that Giannis will win. Do you think Giannis is going to win?
Oh, Giannis is going to win.
I agree.
Ain't even no question about it. Giannis is going to win, but it doesn't take away from the fact that James Harden had an amazing season. And to your point, while giving this award away so late, what happens is now next year, even if James Harden had a year next season that mirrored this year, people are going to be hesitant to vote for him based on him not putting up those level of numbers in the playoffs.
There you see him. That's Jalen's ballot. Again, tonight they will announce all of these awards. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.